Sometimes we need to learn to be strong alone. Not everyone by our side can always help us, especially when the battles are internal, happening in our minds. That's why I've gathered in this video 15 lessons from the personal diary of Marcus Aurelius, lessons he used to motivate and inspire himself, and to keep his commitment to personal growth. These lessons shaped his character and have inspired thousands throughout history. I hope they inspire you to change your own path as well. But before we start, if you're not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and activate notifications. So let's begin. Imagine a life where you are no longer swayed by fleeting emotions, external opinions, or the fear of failure. Instead, you find yourself standing firm, anchored in wisdom and resilience. Emotional strength is not about suppressing your feelings or simply enduring hardships. It's about cultivating a mindset that allows you to face any situation with clarity, inner peace, and purpose. This is the wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot, finding freedom and fulfillment in our inner lives. But what are you putting off in your life right now? Is there a dream, a habit, or even a decision that you keep pushing to the side? And when you do act, what is your true motivation? Are you guided by your own values, or are you driven by the need for approval or the fear of criticism? These are the questions that challenge us to look deeper, to strip away the distractions, and to understand what truly drives us. Stoicism asks us to embrace each moment with intention, reminding us that our time is limited and precious. When we confront our own motivations and act with clarity and courage, we take a powerful step toward becoming emotionally strong. Let's explore how we can cultivate this resilience and adopt the Stoic wisdom needed to face life's uncertainties with strength and purpose. But before we start, if you're not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and activate notifications. So let's begin. Your mind is stronger. Your mind should be stronger than your body and emotions. Imagine that you have a powerful tool within you, the capacity to think and reason. This is what makes you unique and truly makes a difference when it comes to making any decision. Deep down, you already know what you should do, but often you don't because you let your body or emotions take over. For example, when you decide to wake up half an hour earlier but don't get up because you're feeling lazy, tired, or unmotivated. In these situations, start questioning yourself. Will I let this control me? Giving in means losing command, and this choice leads directly to frustration and regret. However, when you start strengthening your willpower, everything changes. You begin to do what is right even when it's hard, and in this process, true happiness is found. Controlling your mind is key. When you take control of your thoughts, your actions become more positive, and you start making better decisions, applying reason and logic in your daily life. You'll see significant changes. Your life will go from aimless to directed. It's as if the sun begins to rise after a long, dark night. In just a few days, you'll feel stronger and more motivated, almost as if you've undergone years of transformation in just a few weeks. This happens when you get back to basics, using your mind consciously, focusing on what really matters. Remember, your mind should govern your body and emotions. Think this way, and you'll see your life change for the better. Have self-respect. Imagine that each choice you make is like a brick in the building of your character. Every decision, no matter how small it may seem, contributes to who you are and what you represent. So, before acting, ask yourself, will I be proud of this in the future? Am I staying true to my values? Respecting yourself means living according to what you truly believe, even when it's more convenient to follow others' opinions. This takes courage because the easiest path is always to give in and follow the crowd. However, no goal is worth it if it means breaking a promise, losing self-respect, or harboring resentment. True strength lies in maintaining calm and dignity even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. Bravery isn't about exploding in anger, but about controlling emotions, being kind, and having balance even in the hardest times. Respecting yourself is not only about being firm in character, but also about being fair and understanding. Self-respect is built with every choice made according to your principles, even if it requires sacrifice. It's a daily commitment that brings a life of peace and coherence. When you live by your values, you develop inner strength that becomes unshakable. Start now. Leave your mark in the comments by writing respect, and decide from this moment that nothing will be worth more than your self-respect and integrity. Be independent. Being firm and independent in life is like building a solid foundation capable of withstanding any storm. It means taking on your responsibilities without expecting anyone to lighten your load. No matter where life places you or what obligations lie ahead, it's essential to keep your feet on the ground and face challenges with courage and determination. Don't let fear dictate your actions. Instead of focusing on the possibility of failure, concentrate on doing what's right. The world needs people who prioritize doing what's right, even in the face of possible failure. When your actions reflect your character, you act with integrity and build a life of dignity. In the end, independence doesn't mean perfection, but honesty with yourself in every choice. Learn to respond. Imagine you're walking peacefully, and suddenly someone throws stones at you. These stones symbolize the rudeness, hostility, or criticism we face daily. But instead of retaliating or carrying these in your heart, think of them as a chance to learn. When the criticism is fair, accept it with humility. Use it as a tool for personal improvement without letting it shake your self-esteem. Real growth comes from knowing how to absorb constructive criticism without being defined by it. If the criticism is unjust or rude, don't let it affect your self-worth. Remember, often these criticisms reflect the frustrations of those who voice them. Use empathy as a shield to understand rather than absorb others' resentment. Likewise, if you need to correct someone, do it respectfully, as you'd want to be treated. Correct with the intention to help, not to feel superior, and if the other person isn't willing to listen, respect that limit and move forward, focusing on the virtues you can practice in the situation. Kindness is the best antidote to others' unkindness. When you respond with kindness, you disarm the other without losing your inner peace. Some people may be surprised by this, while others may continue being ignorant. But what matters is that you stay true to your character, regardless of others' actions. This clarity brings wisdom to deal with reality. In the end, evil only disrupts your peace if you allow it to. Your mission is to preserve your goodness, no matter what. As Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Your perception makes all the difference. Imagine you had a mental filter capable of turning any negative thought into something lighter or more positive. It would be like changing how you view each situation you face. The Stoics teach us that it's all about how we interpret events in our lives. It's not only about what happens, but about how we choose to react. It may not be an absolute truth, but it's a practical tool for daily life. Consider a rainy day. You could see the rain as a nuisance, the traffic will worsen, the metro or bus will be slower, and you might get wet. Or you could choose another approach. Be thankful for being alive, feel the rain, and have the chance to go home after a day's work. The situation is the same, but your perception makes all the difference. The challenge is to clear the negative impressions that arise in the mind, like cleaning a window to see the world with more clarity. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but rather not letting them dominate your thoughts. Essentially, what defines your life isn't what happens, but how you think about what happens. Learning to direct your thoughts towards something more positive is the secret, and it requires practice and intention. But it's possible. Observe your thoughts. What occupies your mind when you wake up, what you think before going to sleep, and what you think during the day. These thoughts set the pace of your life. Remember Marcus Aurelius' words, "Your soul is dyed by the color of your thoughts." So choose those colors with care and awareness. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. This helps us bring more content. Don't isolate yourself from the world. Imagine we're all on the same boat, sailing together through life. We're meant to live in community and support each other. Sometimes anger, discouragement, or someone's harsh words may affect us. But don't let this stop you from doing good in the world. Doing good brings a feeling of satisfaction because it's the right thing to do. Understand those around you, even when they make mistakes, because after all, we all fall short, and life is too short to hold on to resentment. Accepting others' imperfections makes us more understanding, and the journey becomes lighter. Remember, others' actions only hurt you if you let them. You can choose how to react and what feelings to let into your heart. A simple way to improve your coexistence is to focus on the positive qualities of those around you. Everyone has something special, the unique energy, captivating simplicity, or true generosity. This not only changes your view of people but also inspires you to be better for those you love. Don't complain, just act. No matter the situation, make a conscious effort not to complain. Face the task in front of you with determination and focus, without letting complaints drain your energy. Complaining only creates mental barriers, while acting brings you closer to the solution. If you find you can't handle the task alone, ask for help. There's no shame in it. On the contrary, it's a sign of maturity and a willingness to improve. But even when asking for help, do so calmly, without complaining, not aloud, nor in silence, nor even in your thoughts. When you silence complaints and replace them with practical actions, you create space for a stronger, more resilient mindset. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in acting calmly, facing each challenge with courage and focusing on what truly matters. Imagine life as an hourglass, flipped upside down. Each grain of sand that falls is a moment you'll never get back. Time is passing, and death is inevitable. So, the time to act is now. Choose fundamental values like justice, honesty, courage, self-control, and rational action as your compass. How many times have you postponed plans or let opportunities slip away? Stop seeking others' approval or putting things off until tomorrow. Decide now that it's time to act. Living as if you have all the time in the world is an illusion. Death is always near, and regret grows in inaction. Choosing to live well, here and now, is the turning point to end inner suffering. We suffer because we delay, constantly pushing to the future what we should start today. One way to change this mindset is to imagine that everything in your life until now has already passed, and today is the first day of a new life, a second chance to live rightly. This is like a rebirth. What would you do differently if given the opportunity to start over? Do that with the rest of the time you have. Choose to do what's right. Imagine you're in a classroom, and everyone around you is cheating on the test. It seems like the easiest way to get a good grade, and the pressure to follow along is intense. But you know it's not right. Even though it's difficult, you choose to follow your own rules and answer honestly. It may seem like you're at a disadvantage, but the feeling of having acted rightly is what truly matters. If something isn't true, don't say it. If something isn't fair, don't do it. Don't follow the wrong path just because others are. Doing what's right isn't about pleasing everyone, it's about respecting your values even when no one is watching. Doing good is a simple but powerful choice. Expect nothing in return, not even praise. The act of helping alone is its own reward. Don't let others' poor behavior lead you off course. Keep focused on progress, however small. Every positive gesture matters. Even if it's not recognized, you know you're on the right path. The most important thing is to be true to what you believe without changing to please others. Keep doing good without expecting applause or approval. A lack of intention is a waste. Imagine yourself at a grocery store, pushing a cart without a shopping list. You start grabbing things at random without knowing if they're really necessary. By the end, your cart is full, but the essentials were left behind. Living without clarity is like shopping without a plan. You waste energy and time on things that don't add value. When our actions lack clear purpose, we end up making random choices that don't bring us closer to our goals. Acting with intention means directing your choices based on well-defined principles and specific objectives. Think of your day like a messy desk, cluttered with papers and objects scattered around. If you don't stop to organize it, finding what you need will be difficult. In the same way, without observing your thoughts, it's easy to continue with disordered behaviors that don't match your priorities. The power of believing in yourself. Often, we give more value to others' opinions than to our own, even though we should prioritize ourselves. We need to trust our beliefs without letting fear of criticism or judgment paralyze us. Think about how many times you've tried to please people you don't even connect with. This constant need for acceptance can pull us away from our true essence. Marcus Aurelius advised that praise should not be our goal, as it can create an illusion of importance where our actions become directed toward earning approval and recognition. To break this cycle, it's essential to understand that you don't need to justify your choices to everyone. Your reasons are yours, and that's what matters. Free yourself from the need to please and focus on being true to yourself. Adversity is part of life. The universe doesn't revolve around us. Our challenges and difficulties aren't unique, and we weren't chosen to have a harder life than others. Accepting that setbacks, even tragedies, are part of life is understanding what it truly means to be alive. We all face obstacles at some point. The Stoics teach us that rather than avoiding tough times, we should cultivate the inner strength needed to face them. When we cling to the hope that nothing bad will ever happen to us, we end up focusing on what is beyond our control, leaving us more fragile and frustrated. The secret lies in developing resilience, something within our reach. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true strength comes from within. It's not about avoiding pain, but about having the courage to endure it. See things as they really are. Whenever someone tries to sell us something, marketing uses plenty of adjectives to convince us that the product is worth more than it really is. For example, the latest iPhone isn't just presented as a phone, it's shown as the device your friends want to own, offering power, status, and even a certain social advantage, beyond its technical features. Now, imagine the opposite. You see everything more simply, without the illusions we're taught to believe. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, would do this, describing wine, a symbol of power in his time, as merely fermented grape juice, and his royal robes as just dyed fabric. Express gratitude. Imagine gratitude as a light that can transform your days. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius demonstrates the truth of this. At the beginning of his book, he expresses thanks for everything he learned in his youth and the people who helped him grow. He values what shaped his character, controlling his temper, being generous, and keeping a good sense of humor. Gratitude, to him, isn't just about thanking for gifts, but also about genuine praise. It means not using lack of time as an excuse to avoid what truly matters. Practice getting back on track. We've all made mistakes, without exception. What matters is not the error itself, but how quickly we get back up and move forward. The faster you regain your course, the stronger you become in facing difficulties. Deep change takes time, and setbacks are a part of the process. A bad day doesn't erase your progress. A bad week doesn't have to turn into a bad year or a bad life. Value each small step, even if it's imperfect. Stay focused on your goals, avoiding pride or the need for admiration. The search for external approval is a distraction that pulls you away from what truly matters, your personal growth. Learn to be strong on your own.